chaotic, and it has changed my life. I'm a fan of his ever since. I love this collection. Of his most legendary supermodels and more. The four queens of the runway. Fashion, New York Fashion Week is right around the corner. Librarian tonight, and that's because I came to read a bitch. Jaja's Atelier, bitch. Welcome back to a brand new episode of Jaja's Atelier. It's your girl. Now listen, I know I'm a day late, but I'm not a dollar short. Yesterday was a national holiday. It was 420. And you know I'm gonna smoke. So, puff, puff, pass, bitch. Okay, listen. Yesterday, it was Monday. Work was strenuous. Okay, I came home. I rolled the fattest motherfucking spliff I could. Honey, it took two, not one, but two papers to roll that bad boy. Honey, I ate a little Bojangles. I caught my almonds. Read between the lines if you know what that means. And I was knocked out. I woke up. It was 3 o'clock in the morning. Listen, I had all intentions on doing the show, but I had to be to work at 6 o'clock, honey. It was no way I could have did the show in 3 hours. Plus, I was still a little fucked up from the night before. But anyway. Listen. Before we get into all the stuff, honey, can I ask some of you white folks a question? And I'm going to make this brief. You know I'm lighting me a cigarette. White people, how is it that you always find yourselves in our way? At the grocery store, on the highway. I mean, I feel like I've talked about this on the show before, but it's just like, at some point, you're just being an asshole. So, listen, I was on my way home from work today, and I'm at a 4-way intersection, right? I'm here. The white guy is here. There's cars coming down my street and cars coming from this way, and he's coming from this way. He sits, he waves for me to go, right? There's another car coming this way that he can't see, so I tell him, go ahead. He then speeds 60 miles to turn onto the street that he wants to go to. Then, when I get behind him, this motherfucker is going 6 miles an hour. Why do y'all do that? I notice y'all do that at the grocery store too. Like, if you notice, if black folks, let me talk to y'all black folks real quick. If you ever notice and it's most of the time it's those elderly white folks. When you are behind an elderly white person in line, do you notice how long it takes them to pull out their money or their credit card? Don't you find it odd that it takes them like forever? And when I say elderly, I'm talking, late 50s, early 60s, maybe even 70s, but not feeble. You know what I mean? You can tell the difference. And it's just like, bitch, do you want me to take this cart and lift it over my head and thrash you with this motherfucker? Like, hurry the fuck up. I don't know. Anyway. And don't get into my comments talking about, everything is about race. Yes! Everything is about race. And those crackers made it that way. So listen. Before we get to really, really talking greasy, because I am going to talk real greasy. With all that's going on in the world and within the entertainment industry, like all the things that are being uncovered, all the people that get way too handsy and can't keep their penises in their pants and, keep money from their artists and all of that. There are moments currently in pop culture, and there are also people within pop culture who make you forget about all the craziness going on in the world. And I want to start today's show by giving the queen of pop, yes, I said the queen of pop, the queen, Madonna, her flowers. Honey, so it was weekend 2 at Coachella. Sabrina Carpenter is doing her set, and I'm going to get to her in a minute. And all of a sudden, here comes Madge out of the floor. Come on, Vogue. And Sabrina Carpenter stayed on the stage with her the whole time. They performed a medley of Madonna's hits, including Vogue, Like a Prayer, Confessions on a Dance Floor. Well, you know Madonna has a new album coming out in July. I think it's July the 3rd. It's called Confessions of a Dance Floor Part 2 because it's the 20th anniversary of the original Confessions of a Dance Floor Part 1, which the first time she ever performed Confessions of a Dance Floor, which was the leading track of that album, was at Coachella exactly 20 years ago. So this was a big moment for her. And let me tell you, I'm going to be honest. I've made wisecracks about Madge and her, her surgeries in the past. But I have never, ever questioned this woman's endurance, her ability, her influence over pop culture. There is nobody out here doing it like Madonna. And she is 67 years old. Look at this. She is keeping up with Sabrina and Sabrina is only 26, which means Sabrina Carpenter was only 6 years old when Confessions of a Dance Floor came out. I, however, was 16. I'm still 16. But, I mean, it was such a moment. The two also debuted a new song that's going to be on her upcoming album. No official title of what the song is called. I thought it was called Real. I've heard it was called Bring Your Love, but it goes something, Real, 'cause you cannot shake me, real, 'cause you cannot break me down. Okay, and it's this crazy house beat in the back. Y'all know I love my house music. Crazy house beat in the background. In fact, the outfit also that she's wearing is the same outfit that she wore at Coachella 20 years ago. Madonna just seems like the ultimate forever party girl. I mean, here's a video of her out with her 20-something-year-old some odd black boyfriend, honey. She changes them more than she changes her underwear. And honey, they're all fine. I don't blame you, Madge. Get your swerve on. But here she is dancing to somebody else's song after she performed that set with Sabrina Carpenter. I mean, jeez. This woman just does not stop. And the funny thing about the first Confessions on a Dance Floor that I didn't know, in the middle of that album rollout, Madonna had an accident with her horse in her home in London. Her horse got spooked and threw her off, and she broke, I think she said 9 bones. So that song, Every Little Thing That You Say or Do, I'm Hung Up, that video where she was in the panties, honey, she was damn near quadriplegic. I did not know that. The way this woman sacrifices her body for art, and I know the two of them don't particularly get along for whatever reason, but the only two people I could think of that really, really put in this much effort to put on a show is Lady Gaga and Beyonce. Like, I've seen Lady Gaga after a show just absolutely in pain, having to take an ice bath to soothe the pain. Like, these girls, Beyonce, I remember back when she was on the B-Day tour, when she tumbled down the steps singing Ring the Alarm and got back up only to find out that she had broken her hip, allegedly. Beyonce has broken her ankle. Madonna has broken both of her hands. Like, these three women in particular really, really throw their body to the music in order to give you a great show. So, listen, before I wrap this up, though, I want to send a huge congratulations to Sabrina Carpenter, because Sabrina Carpenter, you really held your own up on that stage with Madonna. Now, I am not that familiar with Sabrina Carpenter. I've told you this before. We did talk about her and, her naivete sort of aesthetic and how she combines that with raw sexuality. We did talk about that a couple months ago. And, I'm like, the girl is a grown woman. She's almost 30 years old. She can't help it that she looks like, JonBenet Ramsey. Ooh. I'm sorry if that was a little insensitive. But when I look at her, that's who she reminds me of, like a preteen. Like if JonBenet Ramsey, God rest her soul, if she had lived to be 16, I imagine that that's what she would look like. You know what I mean? And also, I was watching and I was thinking, gosh, we've seen Madonna do this so many times, like this sort of passing the baton, like 20 years ago, over 20 years ago, might be like 23, 24, 25 years ago, when she went on stage with Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and they shared the French kiss. And then, when Madonna performed at the Super Bowl, she brought on MIA and, that girl we no longer discuss. We call her MAGA Mammy Minaj now, but yeah, anyway, I'm sure Madonna regrets that. Anyway. So, Madonna is all the pop girls' mother, okay? All the Christinas. Well, Christina is really the daughter of Tina Marie. I was having that conversation with my sister earlier. But, the Britneys, the Christinas, the Pinks, the Lady Gaga, she is all of their mothers. So, listen, I mean... And I love the way that Sabrina Carpenter and her were interacting. They look like they have known each other for years, which, quite honestly, I think they have known each other for a long time. I think this was a long time in the making because last year, when Sabrina was all over the red carpets, she was giving Madonna. I mean, she even wore Madonna's infamous, iconic, not infamous, but iconic white Bob Mackie gown, I believe, to the Grammys. And I mean, she did her hair the same and everything. So I think this single and this collaboration and this performance has, when I'm looking back on Sabrina Carpenter, I mean, even her Vogue cover was Madonna. I mean, she was shot by Steven Meisel, who shot Madonna back in that day. So, I mean, I think this has been in the works for a long time, and y'all nailed it. Y'all really, really nailed it. All right, so let's talk a little greasy, because I don't have that much time, honey. I got someplace. Mama has things to do. That's why she sit pon the long hair tonight. Yeah, man. Anyway, so, it's Monday night. I'm not feeling feisty, but I am feeling a little spicy. Shout out to Raw 100, by the way. So let's talk. So this is for the new editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine, Chloe Mal. Chloe, Miss Mal, what the entire fuck is this? A cloud bob? And then I'm thinking to myself, do we even blame Chloe Mal? Because, word on the Condé curb is that you really don't have no control over that shit, no way. Because Anna is micromanaging you like a motherfucker. This was her first interview as editor-in-chief at Vogue. And here Anna Wintour go, all in the videos. All in the interviews. Here we go again. Here we go again with the cultural appropriation. Like, why do you white people always feel like you have to swoop in and, clean our shit up? Like, don't you have your own shit to clean up? Hello, MAGA. Like, this is, and Vogue, there is no motherfucking excuse for this. You all are at the top of the heap when it comes to legacy publications, legacy fashion publications. You all are at the top of the heap. There is no way you could even say anything to make up for this. There is no way. So they didn't. Vogue has not released not one goddamn statement. And they shouldn't. Take the L, and this is why I'm no longer subscribed to Vogue, because of stuff like this. And to use Tracy Ellis Ross, and then the how to achieve a class. Like, girl, the afro is not a costume. The afro is a symbol of resilience and defiance against the very system that a lot of you over there at Vogue work for. Hello? Are we on the air? Now, listen, I respect Anna Wintour. I respect, what she's built over there at Vogue and the opportunities that she's given a lot of people of color. But Anna, you knew this was some bullshit. Anna Wintour, you knew when you looked over this that this was going to be some bullshit. Did you just put it in there as a ha ha ha? Because this can't be fucking serious. You've been around enough black motherfuckers to know that this was not acceptable. A cloud bob. What the fuck is that? How dare you? And it's like, not even how dare you. It's just like, here we go again. Like I said in the beginning, here we go again. A cloud bob. I'm not even going to give that too much energy because, honey, this is what they do. They give us, Black dandyism is the theme of the Met Gala, and then here comes Jeff Bezos and Lauren Hoches, trying to, buy their way into culture and legacy as if it's not, as if culture and legacy can be bought. Speaking of Jeff Bezos and Vogue, by the way, as you all know, the Met Gala is in a few weeks. And you guys know that I was telling you guys that I was grappling back and forth on whether I was going to cover the Met Gala. Well, I am leaning more towards not, unfortunately. And that cloud bomb shit, that really sealed the deal for me. But I do want to see Beyonce on those Met Gala steps. I do want to see Rihanna. I do want to see, but then it's like, are they even going to go? Because according to sources, for the first time in the history of the Met Gala, the New York mayor will not be attending. That's right. Mandami will not be attending the Met Gala. He said, thanks, but no thanks. He has other things to do. Unfortunately, okay, I already told y'all that. Listen, I'm still celebrating 420. Sue me. But, in a statement, from Here's Why Kevin, I love Here's Why Kevin. He gives you the news, he gets it to you right, and he gets it to you quick. So here's why Kevin said this. As a courtesy for allowing fashion's biggest night to be hosted in New York City, Vogue offers the mayor an invitation to the annual Met Gala. But New York City has a new leader, and he does not want to rub elbows, and he doesn't want to rub elbows with the elites like billionaire Jeff Bezos. Mayor Zoran Mandami will not be attending the Met Gala like his predecessors. Now, in a statement, the mayor says that rather than get dressed up to walk the red carpet, he will be focused on making the most expensive city in the United States affordable. And to be honest, to my celebrities, because word on the curb is there's a few people that watch. Now, I know I don't get a lot of views and a whole lot of this, but according to my sources, there are about 3 or 4 people who you all very well may know that have checked me out. One of them may attend the Met Gala. Anyway, but to my celebrities, if you see this, especially to my black celebrities, to my minority celebrities, my queer celebrities, my Latino celebrities. For those of you who have been to the Met Gala millions of times, I think it would be on the right side of history for you not to show. Because, like I said, I'm really considering not covering it. Because the money that Jeff Bezos is using to pay for this Met Gala could have very well been used or been used to help increase the pay of his workers that are falling out dead in his plants. Allegedly. That money could be used to research how else better we could use AI so it's not sucking up all the water. And, a lot of people like to say, well, that's their money. Let me tell you something. You don't become that rich and that wealthy without stepping on somebody else's neck. Because it's not that everybody else isn't working hard enough. It's that the people that are working the hardest are getting taken advantage of left and right. Those Amazon, I used to date a guy that worked at Amazon, and those hours are crazy. So I do think, especially for those celebrities like Cardi B, who we saw come from where she came from all the way to where she is now. Sidebar, shout out to Cardi B. She just wrapped up her Little Miss Drama tour. She brought out Missy Elliott. She brought out Jeezy the Snowman. And she also brought out Shamar. You are not my friend. You are not my enemy. Which I thought was really cute. Shout out to her. But those celebrities who we have watched claw their way to the top, I don't think it's worth going. Because it's a slap in the face to everybody who watches you and says they pulled themselves up out of a similar situation to me, so can I. It's a slap in the face to them. A lot of you celebrities had jobs at warehouses and things. You know how that shit is. But, and then on the other hand, thinking about it, listen, Amazon is a big company. There are a lot of celebrities that have business with Amazon long before he went MAGA. And a lot of those are contractual obligations. So I understand. I get it. But if you don't have no ties to that man, do you really need to go? The mayor of New York is not. So huge shout out to Mayor Madonna for, standing on the right side of history, instead of using taxpayer dollars to fly on private jets and host parties and buy lobster tails and exotic meats and shit and hookers, he's using the taxpayer dollars for the people. That's what you're supposed to do as a politician. I know that reality is a little skewed right now. But that's how it's really supposed to be. So listen. Today's going to be a short show, y'all. So I grappled about talking about this because I like Jack Harlow. I remember when Jack Harlow first came out with that. I was like, okay. And he didn't come off like too much of a wigger, you know what I mean? But Jack, Mr. Harlow, Mr. motherfucking Harlow, you done fucked up. So Jack Harlow has been receiving a lot of backlash since the 28-year-old Kentucky rapper released his fourth album entitled Monica. I pronounced it like that for a reason. When white people want to get around, being called out for saying the N-word, they say Monica. Oh, I was just saying Monica. So that's what he named the album. Which is a departure from, hip-hop leaning towards an attempt, a poor attempt at neo soul. Hold on here. I have a clip from an interview that he did. Don't quite remember the podcast. Let's play it. Here we go.
Out what I feel is like the radical twist of what you have chosen.
Well, I'll piggyback off what John's saying. John's saying you didn't retreat into a whiter genre. In fact, you arguably went deeper into
I got
black music.
Deeper into blackness.
So that was the only video I could find, because this is a little bit of an old story. Like I said, I really wasn't going to talk about it, but I dug deeper into it. So the whole quote actually was, I got blacker. I love black music. I love the sound of black music. And of course, I'm hyper aware of the politics today. The safer landing spot that a lot of my white contemporaries have found. It appealed to me to do something that at a time when plenty of people are expecting to take the same route as others, take the route that might not be expected, but is also the one I genuinely want to take. Now, I saw the video of the first single. Jack Harlow, you look ridiculous. Neo Soul is not a costume. Neo Soul is not something that you could pick up and put down when you please. Neo Soul is soul. It's in the name. And Neo Soul is something, especially for like millennials, like people my age, we grew up on Erykah Badu. We grew up on D'Angelo. We grew up on Raphael Sadiq. We grew up on Anthony Hamilton. We grew up on Kim. We grew up on Jill Scott, Jilly from Philly. We grew up on Floetry, Ledisi. Who else? That is something that Neo Soul was something that was just for us. But in his defense, there have been white people who have tapped into that space. The first white person I ever saw singing soul music, and this might really sound bad, but the first white person that I ever saw sing black music and really, 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 really do it well was Tina motherfucking Marie. That white bitch could sing. She was up there with Rick James, and it was like, and she didn't come out there with cornrows, and she was herself, but she enjoyed the music. Jack Harlow, this comes off as cosplay. Hell, even Robin Thicke sings the blackest of black music, but he comes out there, and when he speaks, it very much goes, "Hi, this is Alan Thicke," like his daddy. He's not out there like, "Yeah, yo, what's up, my nigga? Yo, yeah, we finna do this Neo Soul shit." It's not giving all of that. That video, you looked ridiculous with that stupid hat and that stupid bubble coat and those stupid Timberland ruby red boots. You looked a fool. Don't do it again. I don't know if he's going to be able to bounce back from this or not. The song wasn't bad. The song wasn't bad. It just comes off like a Saturday night skit or a Saturday Night Live skit or something. Like, it just didn't feel like you really needed to tap into that. Like, it just gave me the ick. When I listened to the song without watching the video, I was like, oh, okay. All right, I like this. Giving Robin Thicke. But when I saw that video, and then I heard that the album title was Monica, you know what, Jack Harlow, no, you're not forgiven. Because I feel that the more I talk about it, is the more I feel like he was playing in our motherfucking face. We were rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you? Tyra Banks the tyrant. Want that ass. Anyway. So. I want to get into a particular story, and I'm going to run this. It's a long clip. So Caitlyn clipped cock Geritol Jenner. She has a big complaint about MAGA. Take a listen.
Passport. I had to get it renewed. I sent it back. Comes back. Gender marker M. Screws everything up. So there's a form in there. If they made a mistake, you can correct it. So I fill out all the proper forms. I'm not calling anybody. I'm not calling the president. I got his personal cell number. I'm not calling anybody. I'm going to see if I can fix this myself. Because it's not just about me. It's about all people in this situation. So I even sent a hard copy of my birth certificate. Caitlyn Marie Jenner, gender, sex, female. I did everything. And they sent it back M. They didn't change it at all. So now I'm in a position, Tommy, that what do I do?
Right.
This is a safety factor, okay? I can't travel internationally anymore, okay? I can't use my passport. I can use global entry, it says F. I can do this. I can travel in the United States, license, driver's license, pilot's license, everything, gender marker F. So it really creates a big problem. And I'm trying to figure out at this point what to do. I don't blame President Trump. I love him. But for a lot of people, this is a huge issue, And so that's kind of where I'm at right now. I have not talked to the president. I was in Mar-a-Lago 2 months ago, wrote a letter explaining all of this to him, how it's affecting me and a lot of other people. And unfortunately, he wasn't there that weekend. Actually, the Secret Service guy said he could get it to him, put it on his desk and stuff. I haven't heard from him. He's kind of busy right now.
So, y'all know I'm going to take the last 4 minutes of this show and read this bitch. You know what, Caitlyn? Clip-copped Geritol Jenner? You have a lot of motherfucking nerve. You sat with that man. You frequent his resort, hotel, whatever you want to call Mar-a-Lago, which was named after his mistress, by the way, Marla Maples. Tiffany Trump's mom, the daughter that he never talks about. Hey, girl. You had no problem belittling and aiding and abetting in the destruction of the trans community. The same community that you conveniently joined after you killed them people on the 405, allegedly. And now, you're complaining because your passport says male and you can't travel outside the United States? You better take them size 48 feet and water weight across the pond. Because, bitch, nobody feels sorry for your raggedy ass. You are a raggedy bitch. You are a lowball, raggedy, dyke-ass bitch. Did you really think that Trump was going to return your phone calls or give you any daylight? Did you really think that Trump was going to let you work your set, honey? Did you really think Trump... Bruce Jenner, you are a dirty old white faggot. Donald Trump does not give a fuck about you. He got what he needed from you, which was your seal of approval to go against the trans community, and he's done with you, honey. And what do you need to go out of the country for anyway? You have your beautiful compound in Calabasas. Hi, guys. What does Bruce Jenner need to do out of the country? Huh? Don't you have enough privilege, white woman? You gotta be fucking shitting me, Bruce. You are a lowball bitch, and your surgery is crap. I can see your facial feminization scar, honey. You look a hot fucking mess. I haven't had any surgery, honey. None. Thanks for nothing, you big tall bitch. You cave monkey. How dare you you of all people, the big ass dirty femme fad queen? Not you complaining. Honey, please, look at this bitch. Look at her. Let's take a moment and bask in her physical ailment. Her looks. You look a hot fucking mess, girl. You sat up there with that man. You better suck that man dick and see if he'll help you. You sat up there with that man and you worked and you worked and you worked and you licked ass and nuts and you didn't get shit for it. Now live with it. Cracker. Anyway, that was today's show, guys. As I told you, Mama has things to do. I'll be back in a few. Ciao. Love you. Also, before I go, I want to thank all the new viewers and subscribers. Last week's episode racked up 340 some odd views in 2 days. Thank you so much. I love y'all. Ciao.